The Prime Minister has repeatedly said, look, there doesn't have to be any friction, there don't have to be checks on goods that come from Great Britain into Northern Ireland and then maybe through to the rest of the EU. Your government's position is absolutely that there do have to be checks, and it's there in black and white in the protocol. I mean, do you think that you and Boris Johnson share an understanding of actually what's already been agreed on the Irish border?
What's been agreed is there in black and white in the withdrawal agreement. And one thing that's absolutely correct.
That there will be checks?
Well, there won't be checks from, on goods moving from Northern Ireland into Britain, because that's all part of the internal UK market. But goods coming in to Northern Ireland, which may come across the border into the European Union, Ireland, the single market, then there will be checks required at ports and airports in Northern Ireland. But it's absolutely our wish and our desire that they should be minimised. You know, we were never in favour of Brexit. We don't want any borders or any checks between North and South, or between Northern Ireland and Great Britain.
Do you think you have the upper hand, though, as 27 against one that's in the departure lounge, having committed to leave this time round, rather than that question mark that was still around?
Well, I think the reality of the situation is that the European Union is a union of 27 member states. The UK is only one country, and we have a population and a market of 450 million people. The UK, it's about 60. So if these were two teams up against each other playing football, who do you think has the stronger team, so long as we're united?
Last time round as well, though, a lot of people I think in the UK saw the tension that there was around, particularly over the Northern Irish issue and the border. Do you think at any point it might have been fair to suggest that Ireland was being stubborn?
Yeah, I think that's a reflection of the fact that a lot of people, unfortunately, in Westminster and in Britain don't understand Ireland or know much about Ireland. We really understand a lot about Britain, but I think a lot of British people don't understand a lot about Ireland, including your politicians, and that's what was very badly exposed, I think, during the whole Brexit process. Politicians in Westminster had to learn more about Ireland, and I think as they learned, they started to understand these issues, how sensitive the political situation is in Northern Ireland, and how we could never countenance a return to a hard border, and how that was more important to us than economic issues, and the fact, I think, that a lot of people in Britain underestimated the fact that European partners would stay by us. You know, Britain has a very powerful history, a very colonial history, and I think there were people in Britain who thought that France, Germany and Britain would get together at a big summit and tell the small countries what's what. That's not the way the 21st century works. It's certainly not the way the European Union works.